What's going on, everybody? So today we're gonna be kind of kicking it old school a little bit. I did a couple of these videos in the past and you guys really seem to like them, so I'm gonna bring it back. We're gonna do kind of a day in the life. Sorry, your average consumer, I kind of just ripped your title, but anyway, we're kind of gonna do a day at Disney. Yes, we're gonna be heading to the most magical place on earth. Again, curse of being an annual pass holder, what can I say? But anyway, we're gonna be heading there. I'm gonna be pretty much putting the S22 Ultra through it in terms of this camera. Now, keep in mind, this isn't a, dedicated camera review or anything like that, just because there's supposed to be some update. Sorry about that, someone just started that car, but it's supposed to be some type of update or something like that that's going to have some improvements, and who knows if it's going to do anything as far as the camera shutter lock. But anyway, so like I said, we're gonna just as is out the box. Today is Saturday the 26th, if I'm not mistaken, so the phone is out to general consumers. You can go into a store and pick one up today. So I feel as though, like I said, even though before I get into anything too definitive, I'm gonna give it an update or two, but in terms of what you can expect out of the box right now, because this is the unlock model, this is what's gonna happen. So take spend the day with me, guys. Should be a fun one, but I'll catch you guys when we get there. Alright guys, finally made it to Epcot as you saw. So like I said, today's test is going to be just the same as all the other ones. Everything you see and hear is going to be directly from the S22 Ultra. No external mics, nothing like that. So said finally here, gonna get a ton of footage, man. And like I said right off the bat, I pretty much say it every single time that a new Galaxy phone comes out and I test the camera. I absolutely love that you can switch between the front facing camera and the rear facing. I'll go ahead and switch now. You can see we literally just switched over, and now you guys can see what I'm seeing. So got the new Guardians of the Galaxy ship. They're building something over here at Epcot for it, but boom, check out that 3x zoom and how crystal clear that is. We can even take that a step further and go into 10x, and you can see a lot of detail there. So super dope if you're looking for something with some crazy zoom and some detailed zoom, man. You honestly cannot go wrong. Super dope. Battery's fully charged to 100%. Let's see how it'll go today, but that's gonna do it for the first check-in, guys. I'll be back in just a minute. Alright guys, here we are. Quick check-in. I had to take a seat because, man, I'm getting a little beat. Just got off of the Donald Duck ride over in Mexico, right? So just want to kind of hit a few quick key points of things that I'm kind of already noticing. In terms of battery, we're looking at 81%, and it is, 12:30. So 12:30 right now, battery's at 81%. So first thing I want to talk about has to be the S Pen in terms of the shutter. So it's super dope that you have this additional input in order to be like your shutter. We all know the S22 Ultra is a huge device. He's fine, it's okay, no problem. Nah, the little man looking at me, but having the S Pen, this is a huge device, the S22 Ultra. We already know that. So like I said, S22 Ultra, huge device, and in order to kind of hit that shutter button, you're either trying to shimmy your fingers up and hit the volume keys, or you're like reaching your thumb over to try to hit the digital shutter buttons, you may miss it, you're kind of shaking your footage, all of that stuff. But if you're just using the S Pen, it's just one click to start, one click to stop. So super dope that input is definitely there. Now I want to switch gears and talk about the shutter delay, right? I know you guys all knew that this was coming, so let's go ahead and get it right out the way. So the shutter delay is definitely there, but I found something out about it that even myself, I wasn't quite up to speed on, right? So first and foremost, let me say it's definitely improved over the S21 Ultra. It's definitely better, but it is still there. Now, where you're going to find it the most is when you're in, say, indoors or dimmer lighting situations. That's when it's going to hit you the hardest. Most of the examples that I see of people posting are exactly that. When you're outside in, say, peak lighting conditions, bright light, great sunlight, stuff like that, you're honestly not going to, have too many issues. I'll go ahead and flash some examples here where, my kids are moving, even my daughter, who is like a sugar addict, she's like on crack when it comes to sugar. And trust me, like even trying to catch her, I didn't have any problems whatsoever. But the minute I got into a lower lighting scenario, it literally was, that's all she wrote. So like I said, if you're looking at the S22 Ultra, or like I said, you're looking at Samsung cameras for the first time, that's definitely something to be aware of, is when you're in those indoor lighting scenarios, you're gonna struggle. I'll even throw in somewhere here the screenshot I took of the viewfinder, and you'll see when I physically hit the shutter button itself versus when the actual photo, was captured, it was way too long in my opinion. And like I said, I'm noticing it mainly in those lower lighting scenarios. Another thing I'm noticing in low light scenarios is when you're going to actually use zoom. So when you're using your zoom, unlike on the Pixel 6 Pro, which when you pop into that telephoto at 4x, Google is switching to that 4x telephoto regardless of what situation you're in, right? It's not cropping in on the sensor, the main sensor digitally. You're using that telephoto lens. Samsung isn't doing that. Now, first and foremost, shout out to the homie Juan Carlos Bagnell, aka Some Gadget Guy, who educated me, and let me know the telephoto lens on these, ultra flagship Samsung devices isn't as big as it is on the Pixel. So Samsung doesn't feel, I should say, comfortable switching over to that telephoto lens, while Google is like, hey, we have the additional, size of the sensor to capture more information, capture more light. We're gonna go ahead and switch, right? So I would say in the future, Samsung, that's definitely something that you should look at, maybe increasing that sensor size on the telephoto lens. That way you can, like I said, switch between all these different lenses no matter what situation you're in, right? I can take a great, 3x or 10x photo in great lighting, but then when I get to, lower lighting or just dim shots, I'm running into some issues in terms of the zoom, digitally cropping in. So just something to make a note, guys. Wanted to kind of fill you in, but I'm gonna keep going here. We'll check in just in a bit, guys. See you soon. So right now we are headed to, kind of in a rush, you see the wifey right there kind of hauling butt, but anyway, on our way to try to catch the Beauty of the Beast show. There's pretty much one more at 5 o'clock, so kind of wanted to use this quick time where we're hauling butt to just talk about, one of my favorite features, man, and gotta be director's view. Super dope to be able to give, multiple perspectives and things of that nature when you're recording, filming. Just kind of adds a whole nother layer of immersion for your audience. So super dope. Love this feature. Only complaint with it, Samsung, please offer it to us in a 4K option. 4K 30 would be more than fine. Just please give us 4K. I think right now it's limited to 1080p, but the Qualcomm Snapdragon 880 or 8 Gen 1 can actually do multiple streams of recording, I think, in up to 4K. So shouldn't be an issue. So like I said, Samsung definitely work on that, but we'll keep it going, guys.
human again.
Yes, human again. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's very good.
I'm nothing. A human again. Wow! Oh no.
I thought I told you never to come here!
I just wanted to find out what was
It's
underneath.
none of your business!
Please stop.
You shouldn't have come to the West Wing!
And you should learn to control your temper.
Alright guys, so as y'all saw, we made it to Beauty and the Beast, the show. Fantastic show, man. And just kind of really quickly before we kind of close this out, it gave me the perfect example for why I like to talk about zoom. A lot of people will say, oh, you know, using that much zoom, you're never gonna need it, it's super niche, whatever, but that was a perfect use case for it, right? So you have an example where you're at a show or a concert or a sporting event, and instead of, you know, magnifying in digitally and getting that digital crop, which is obviously gonna look pretty blurry and pretty trash, you get this optical 10x lens and you can see perfectly clear. I got a couple 10x zoom kind of shots. I'll go ahead and show you guys those of the show, but it looked phenomenal. The quality was crisp, the colors was on point, like it was really, really nice. And I got a car, so we got to kind of swerve. But anyway, so like I said, quality was really nice and it was really on point. So that's why I'm always happy when I talk about Samsung having, you know, one of, if not the most versatile camera on any smartphone, because having both of those focal lengths, in my opinion, make a ton of difference. You got your 3x for, you know, if you want to do portraits, or you just don't need that much zoom, because sometimes you don't need the 10x, you can just punch in 3. I found myself just punching in at 3x and taking photos because, one, because I could, and two, because the quality was just as good in peak lighting conditions. Obviously it was just as good as using the normal, you know, 1x sensor. So I found myself punching in 3x a lot just because I could. Like I said, super dope to have, and I'm kind of blocking the camera there, but anyway, super dope to have both focal lengths. And you got your 10x if things are just a little bit, you know, farther. You can even go into 30. I've seen some great examples from other YouTubers where they've gone in at 30 times and snapped the photo, and in my opinion, you can't tell that it's digital. It looks optical, looks fantastic. So when people talk about zoom, I always point back to this camera and to that exact example. But like I said, guys, I didn't talk too much about the normal phone things like Bluetooth and cellular data. I haven't had an issue with any of those in a Samsung phone, and I don't know how long at this point. So both of those are good to go. In terms of battery, let's see. It's 648 and we're at 19%. So the phone made it through the full time we spent at Disney, which with me taking all those photos and videos, that's all I can ask. So it more than lasts me. Again, while I'm in the car, it's connected wirelessly to my dashboard and it's pushing out wireless Android Auto. So that's draining your battery as well. So the phone held up great in terms of battery. And like I said, I don't want to talk too definitively about either the battery or the camera, just because we supposedly have some type of update coming up right around the corner. So that'll be good to see. And then in terms of the battery, my battery hasn't settled yet. I've only had the phone since Tuesday, so hopefully by Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll be able to give you guys a little something more definitive. But again, this was just like a kind of first look, day in the life of style video with the S22 Ultra. Let me know if you guys like these styles of videos. I'll try to bring them back to the channel, just get out, take you guys with me. But as always, guys, this is Ike's Tech Talk. I will catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.